Hey guys, thought I'd come on here and make another video. I know it's been a while. I'm strolling my son right now. It's a nice day outside, it's beautiful. Didn't really think I would make another video. Wind's a little rough, but it's better to do it outside. Anyways, yeah, just wanted to have a conversation about all the things that are going on in the world right now. We have so much conspiracy out there, and so much of a melting pot when it comes to the internet and YouTube. But I kind of wanted to throw my thoughts out there about what is going on. And I've been watching Jason of Archaics, and it's interesting, his theory about this world being a copy of the real world, and the information that they're trying to maybe find out, or maybe they're trying to solve a problem in the real world. Who knows? It may be a binary star system, or it may be like that show, Three Body Problem, where we're controlled by some kind of outside force that is able to manipulate the simulacrum at any time, basically dropping NPCs. It's kind of like, if you're not there to observe it in a video game, then they have to save that, space for what you're actually looking at. It's the processing power in a video game is not going to process something of an area you're not in yet, or it's kind of like you're not there yet. So in the simulacrum, or sorry, somebody's beeping, waving at me, but yeah, I think that it's a pretty good theory about, maybe they're trying to figure something out outside the simulation. But we're going to talk about 2040, 2046 in the Bible, and how it's very interesting how the Jews have geniusly planned out all of it. But I wonder if it's like a loop, like, you have what Jason says, 2178, the immortal number, the eternal looping number. The simulacrum would be shut down, and then it would probably be restarted. And do you have it restarting with the Anunnaki, or were there people before them, or is it basically a snake eating its tail? Does it just restart? Do we have the Adam and Eve catastrophe all over again? Does the Bible get written all over again? Is it like, happening over and over again, where we're repeating this again? Like maybe we go back through the same avatars again? Or is it different avatars? It's such an interesting theory, and an interesting way to look at the world. Like they're trying to figure out a problem, and maybe it's the binary star system in the real world. Maybe it's how to get humans to get along, how to create the perfect heaven, or how to create the perfect simulacrum, or how to make it feel real without it not feeling fake. It's almost like this simulacrum's feeling more fake every day, as we see that everything's controlled and everything is switched to a kind of like technological based society where everything is online now. And I was just talking to my wife the other day, and I was like, can you imagine just living like in the 1800s, or just in a time of horse and buggies, where you only cared about your family and the people around you? Like, you were not worried about the end of the world or the internet, or you weren't questioning reality, or, are we living in a simulation? Like, nobody cared about that stuff, because they were just more concerned about making sure they ate the next day. So it's so weird to think about it. Like, if we went back to a time like that, oh my gosh, the psychology of people and the mentality of people would break because they're not prepared to just think about simple things. And maybe this is overload, well, in a situation where all the information we're getting now is overloading us, because maybe we're not supposed to know this much stuff. Maybe we're not supposed to think about this much stuff. Maybe we're supposed to just be concerned about our families and the people around us. Maybe we get it all wrong when we think like spreading information is a good thing, because obviously anybody could be overloaded, or the noise of all the people kind of in your head is like what's true, what's not. But what I wanted to say about 2040 is it's very interesting because you have Ben Davidson, you have other people. I can't get it to the top of my head right now, but there's other YouTubers that really, really, really think that this magnetic pole shift is going to happen. And even if it isn't real in the sense of it's a simulacrum and it's a flat earth or it's a hologram, it's still simulating like it's a real earth. It's simulating like it's going to turn, or it's basically saying North America in the southern hemisphere, Russia being a new North Pole, and all these things being simulated. Even if it isn't real, it's real in the fact that the damage it does, it actually kills people. But we talk about reincarnation and people having to do it all over again. Won't it be interesting when there is no more reincarnation? Like the last of the last people. And you think about, well, those souls got to go somewhere. Or are the people taking the headsets off and is it over? Or do they wait? Like in Revelation it says wait for the rest of your believers, where they're crying out in the fifth seal, just be patient. Are they get new avatars, those that can't reincarnate anymore because it's over? The reincarnation, the simulation is about to break down. We're talking about being captured by the binary star and 16-hour days and vapor canopy life and monsters being born out of women. It's kind of like, it sounds like a Hollywood movie. It sounds like exactly what Hollywood's been showing us. Like some kind of zombies or some kind of, what was that show on Netflix where the boy had deer antlers and the babies were being born with like animal DNA? It's like, they're kind of like telling us exactly in a way that that's going to happen, but they themselves don't know exactly what's going to happen. They're just kind of guessing through storytelling or, a vision board, and using a movie like a vision board to what they project the future might be like. Even with Armageddon and asteroids and them faking an asteroid or the rod of God. All these scientists missing. So much stuff is going on. And I think that, especially as for a parent, all these things can be very overwhelming, almost depressing. Because you're like, oh God, I just got my life started. My kids are going to have to go through a magnetic pole shift. They're going to have to go through horrific tidal waves and earth displacement. And oh goodness, you're not ready to hear all that because, you might have just got your house paid off, your car paid off. You might have just got your life settled or getting your kids in college, or you might be having a newborn. It's crazy for everybody because we're all in different situations. I know Jason doesn't have any kids, and Ben, he's got kids and he's preparing for it, and then you have Jason that's not going to prepare for a negative, and everybody kind of has their own way of dealing with this. But I would say that it's all according to, do you want to see it all? You kind of got to want to see it all. Some people might want to exit their avatars and maybe their family go with them. You think about, like, what if your whole family just went with you? And, like, you wouldn't have to see a funeral. You wouldn't have to see your children die. They wouldn't have to see you die. You kind of just all go together, whether it's being swallowed by the earth or tsunami taking over or volcanic ash raining down and rocks and asteroids and all the things that come along with the catastrophe, I think that we may have people that see this as a good thing and see this as a terrible thing. And I don't know, I kind of just wanted to talk about how do y'all feel, because if we do want to really survive, then we have to, like Jason says, we have to make that first step. Have to kind of break pattern. Like, we would never even think about moving to a place like Australia. Break that cycle and like, oh man, just let's move to a safe place because I do want to see it all. And then there's people like, oh, I'm tired. I don't want to see it all. I'd rather just go with my family. And either way you feel, you could be correct. Maybe that's your cycle. Maybe that is the way you're supposed to feel. But for me, myself, I think it would be really cool to see my son and other stepkids, and my wife, and even family and friends. I think it would be kind of exciting to see it all happen. Even though it would be so scary, it would be so cool to see the simulacrum and the catastrophe cycle actually what it does and what happened to these people, and understanding it from their point of view and like making everything make sense. Even with the Adam and Eve reset story and how they lied about that, how there were people before that. That right there just discredits the church right there. Just that story alone. The very beginning of the book is a lie. But anyways, I kind of want to know what other people's thoughts are. Like, do you want to survive, or do you kind of want to just go with your family? Especially location-wise. Like, most people would probably have to move, or most people would have to have a better plan for where they're at. But anyways, I'm off here, guys. Maybe another video next time, but for now, just kind of want to know everybody's opinion, maybe what your thoughts are on things, because there's some crazy things coming, and I'm kind of scared but kind of excited at the same time.